So good afternoon, folks. Thanks for taking the time to listen to our story. We have two assets. We're also based in Mexico. The first asset that we have is the San Diego project. It's an exploration, advanced exploration asset. There was a 43-101 resource on that done in 2013. It contains over 210 million ounces of silver equivalent in that resource. And then in August of 2023, we purchased the Parrilla Mine from First Majestic Silver. And you can see a picture of the plant and the crushing circuit on the screen there. This plant is a former producing mine. First Majestic produced 34 million ounces of silver from this mine from 2006 to 2019. It was very profitable, and our target is to restart the mine in Q3 of 2025. So why did we do the transaction? Well, there's $150 million of in-place infrastructure there, 2,000 ton per day mill, a circuit for 1,000 tons per day on the oxide side, producing doré bars on the back end, and then another 1,000 tons per day on the sulfide side of the circuit, and that would produce a concentrate that we would sell. It's fully permitted and very modest restart capital. And so far, since we acquired La Parrilla, we've been drilling. We will complete about 16,500 meters of drilling to enhance the mine life. And for the balance of this year, this calendar year, you'll see more drill results coming out. And then also we'll have a new resource coming out at the end of the year. Finally, our San Diego deposit is one of the largest undeveloped silver projects in Mexico. We are not doing as much work there right now because the focus is on restarting La Parrilla. On the screen, you'll see our capital structure. We have First Majestic as our largest shareholder, and we issued shares to them to acquire the La Parrilla mine. Eric Sprott is the largest individual shareholder at 15%. Management and other insiders on the board own together about 3%, and then a couple of institutions and retail investors for the balance. We have about actually $2 million approximately in the bank account today, and that should take us into Q1 2025. This is where we are located. You can see our first asset, where both of the assets are in Durango State. The first asset is San Diego on the far right, and then below, closer to the capital city of Durango State, is La Parrilla. They've been mining here in Durango State for almost 500 years. There are 23 active mines in the state currently in production. And that means you have a lot of infrastructure. All the things that you would require for a operating mine are located there right in Durango State. You can see that the Durango Zacatecas silver trend. You can see many of the other mines that are in current operation. Second part of our drill program is currently underway, and that will finish up in the next couple of weeks. It's very easy to travel to La Parrilla Mine. We're based in Toronto for the senior guys, and it takes. We can leave at 6 o'clock in the morning and get a nice connection in Dallas, Texas, and be at site by 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The mine is about 45 minutes on a very nice sealed road from Durango City right to the mine. Here's a close-up of the further close-up. You can see that the first bullet point says there that we have almost a 70,000 hectare land package, and only a very small portion of it has been explored. Over 90% of the land package has never seen modern exploration. The focus obviously is on production. The mine is predominantly a silver. It's about 2/3 silver, which is special because most of the silver, lead, zinc mines are typically 40 to 50% silver, and then the balance would be lead and zinc. In our case, it's 2/3 precious metals. There's a little bit of a gold credit in there, but 2/3 silver and then 1/3 split between lead and zinc. I'll show this slide because it's interesting to look at the recent production history. If you look at the second to last row, you see the average annual production on the far right by First Majestic was 3.5 million ounces on average, and the range is somewhere between 2.5 and 4.5 million ounces a year. Our target is to produce 3 million ounces a year. Also, on the bottom row, you can see their C1 costs. On average, their C1 on the far right, you can see it was $8.46. Our cost, this is all before inflation, so our costs will be higher than that. Our all-in cost, we are targeting the high teens. So if you run the numbers from a high level, you can see that the mine is going to be very, very profitable and generate a lot of cash. Here's a underground schematic of the mines. We're focused on Quebradillas, San Marcos, and Rosarios, and it's all underground. We'll be released all the drill holes from the first phase of drilling. That was almost 9,000 meters. And then we're just about complete the second phase of drilling, another 7,500 meters for an approximate total of 16,500 meters. The drilling to date has been very successful. We've been able to, if you look at, one of the keys with buying this restart opportunity was checking to see that the veins continued at depth. So obviously, you got to drill it to prove it, no matter what the geologists say when they're reviewing the data and projecting where the veins should be. And over the last year of drilling, we've been able to show that the veins continue. We've added to the projected mine life. And some of the best holes to date were hole 20 in 2023 was 14.6 meters of length for 1,810 grams. So that's 14 times cutoff grade. Our cutoff grade on this mine is 125 grams per ton. And what that means is that anything that you drill above that is very economic, and you can make cash on positive cash on mining those intercepts. And then further below that, hole 22A, 13 meters for 911 grams. That's 7 times cutoff grade. So again, very good intercepts, several plus 1,000 gram intercepts. This is overview of Quebradillas. Same thing at Rosarios. Again, anything over 125 grams is very profitable for us. One of the keys on this slide is there's a void in between mine workings where First Majestic had mined on the left side of the picture, and then in the center of the picture, another projected vein system down. And we drilled in between that, not expecting to hit anything, but we in fact hit economic grade in that area. So that entire area was unexpected, but has now come in and will be part of the new resource. Similar situation at San Marcos, again, chasing the veins, going to depth, going on the lateral extensions, just to prove that the mine continues and that these tons that we're drilling up will be able to go into a mine plan. Then our first asset, if we flip back, our first asset is San Diego. And I mentioned that it was an advanced exploration asset, very large silver equivalent resource. It's a vertical structure, and most of the resources in this Fernandez zone. This was a geological model in 2020 when we took it over, and then with all the red ellipses were the targets, and we were able to be very successful with the drill program and prove up quite significant additional mineralization. Like you can see from surface, 72 grams over 273 meters. Another intercept on the left side here, 84 grams over 134 meters. So we're not doing a lot of work on this asset now, but it's worth a lot of money, and we will come back to it after we are steady state at La Parrilla. So what's to come? We'll finish up the year with several more news releases on our La Parrilla drilling, and then we will publish our new resource. It's due, it's targeted for the end of the year. And then what you'll see in 2025 is us making all those decisions and publishing our information on the rehab of the plant and all the various activities that we have to do to hit restarting production in Q3 of 2025.
Thank you for that. So I will start up with a question here. If I understood it correctly, La Parrilla, well, it's a near-term restart. So why was it shut down in the first place?
So First Majestic shut it down in 2019 when commodity prices were low.
Okay.
Silver was $15, $16 per ounce, and lead and zinc were much lower than they are today. So it wasn't worthwhile for them to continue running such a small mine. We have to remember that First Majestic, although they started with this mine, they generated so much cash flow that they were able to buy several other much bigger mines. Okay. And so their target is to have 10 million ounce plus producing mines. And this is only a 3 million ounce producer. So too small for them, but a perfect size for us.
And the proof in the pudding is that they are your shareholder.
Yeah, they didn't walk away from the deal. The team at First Majestic felt like there was 100 million ounce on this land package. Of course, you got to prove it. They mined out 34 million ounces. Our geologists are quite confident about the future of the asset, and so they wanted to keep an equity position in the company and participate as we turn the mine back on.
And the other owner, Eric Sprott, is soon being famous even here in Sweden because he always turns up in successful investments. How who found whom? Whom approached whom here?
As you folks would know, Eric is one of the great precious metals investor. And he likes to find these interesting exploration and development opportunities. You'll know that he's invested in many of the companies that you've seen here today. We're quite happy to have him as our leading individual shareholder. And he's participated in pretty much all the financing since I came in. We put our money in, and Eric put money in, and he's supported us all the way along. So we want to make sure that we make money for all of our investors, including Eric.
So, but basically one can say that you have some sort of buy-in first from First Majestic and then Eric Sprott.
Absolutely.
If you look at the end game here, where will you develop or will you sell, or will First Majestic come back and buy you?
Well, there's always possibilities, but as I said earlier, I think it's too small for them. I mean, they're looking for, they just bought Gatos Silver for almost $1 billion, and they're going to produce about 15 million ounces of silver equivalent. So, you know, in our size bracket, there's going to be lots of different opportunities to, I think you had a speaker up here who was talking about their production opportunity. Yeah. Will be 3 million ounces. There's a few other companies that are targeting to be 1 million and 2 million ounce producers. You could easily see in the future a few of them getting together. And frankly, if silver prices go where we expect them to go, then it's quite possible that we'll all be making money and having many opportunities to sell at much higher prices.
And if we look at the near-term future here, what do you want us to keep an eye on from Silverstorm?
Well, I think the resource update at the end of the year and then the ramp up to production in 2025 are the main catalysts for Silverstorm as a company.
And just finally here, if we look at the region here, you have your two assets very close to each other. Just if you give us a little bit of flavor of, let's say, the authorities and the workforce. If there's been mining for the last 500 years, I would assume that there is a tradition of working in the industry. So is it hard to find people, or is it easy?
Absolutely, it's a good question. I mean, being the closest mine to the capital city of our size, we have a preferred option for people to work at our site. So not a week goes by that we don't get incoming resumes. Hey, you guys are restarting the mine. I used to do this. I used to do that. I'm interested in coming back. So we'll have no problem ramping up from a people perspective. We're in a great location.
So the seller would like to stay on as an owner. You're in a location where people have been mining for 500 years, so you're no shortage of skilled labor. And I would assume that the local authorities would be fairly positive towards you. Absolutely,
and it goes back to the history of First Majestic operating there and having a fully permitted project makes a big difference.
So things are looking up, and it should be interesting to follow the press releases from yourself then.
Oh, well, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.